Will Beall's original Justice League script was inspired by Back to the Future Part 2, featuring a post-apocalyptic future team-up. Beall's script was later replaced by David S. Goyer and Zack Snyder's three-film plan, with Beall receiving a story by credit in Zack Snyder's Justice League. Beall has contributed to other successful DC projects, such as Aquaman and Bad Boys, Ride or Die, showcasing his continued influence in the DC universe. Justice League's original screenwriter Will Beall has finally talked about his original concept and revealed the classic movie that inspired it. Beall was brought on by Warner Brothers to pen the script for Justice League in the summer of 2012, hot off his script for Gangster Squad and a year out from the release of Man of Steel. Beall then began penning a script for a Justice League movie before audience reactions to Man of Steel had even come out, and was one of the earliest creative voices in shaping the franchise. Beall's latest script is for Netflix movie Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F., and while promoting the movie, he also spoke a bit about his original script for Justice League during an interview with The Wrap. Beall says that his script had a lot in common with the film Back to the Future Part 2, as the film's second act would focus on the team in the post-apocalyptic future needing to team up, likely to go back in time and prevent the Darkseid future invasion from happening. This script element would be worked into Snyder's version, but as the final moments that teased a sequel rather than as a central part of the film's plot. Beall said, "I did a very early draft of Justice League. Some of it found its way into the Snyder Cut. I was delighted that I could help. The biggest difference with mine, I think, was that much of the second act was that little sort of coda that was on the Snyder Cut, where it's this post-apocalyptic sort of dream sequence or flash forward, and there's good guys and bad guys, they're forced to team up. Much of my second act was taken up with that. My version of it owed a lot to Back to the Future too." How the Justice League's timeline stacks up shortly after the release of Man of Steel, Beall's script was scrapped in favor of bringing in David S. Goyer to help Zack Snyder shape both Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and Justice League. By April 2014, writer Chris Terrio came on board to rewrite the former movie and write its follow-up. Snyder and Terrio eventually developed a three-film plan for Justice League, taking Beall's idea for a future-set Justice League story and teasing that in Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice and Justice League before having it be the main setting of Justice League 3. In the movie's theatrical cut, the two credited screenwriters are Chris Terrio and Joss Whedon, who were brought in to do rewrites and reshoots by Warner Brothers following Snyder's original departure from the project. At the same time, Terrio and Snyder received a story by credit. However, for Zack Snyder's Justice League, due to the major inclusion of the future post-apocalyptic sequence at the end of the movie and Whedon's material being stripped out, Beall gets a story by credit alongside Snyder and Terrio, with Terrio getting the sole screenwriter credit in that cut of the movie. While Warner Brothers scrapped Beall's script for Justice League, he remained in the DC universe. He was brought on board to help write Aquaman, with Beall getting a story by credit with Jeff Johns and James Wan and sharing a screenplay credit with David Leslie Johnson McGoldrick. Aquaman would later go on to gross $1 billion at the worldwide box office and is, to this day, the highest-grossing film based on DC Comics at the worldwide box office. 2024 has also been a great year for Beall. He is the co-writer of Bad Boys, Ride or Die alongside Chris Bremner. Bad Boys, Ride or Die has been a box office hit and was a much-needed win for the summer movie box office after a month of disappointing opening weekends. Now Beverly Hills Cop, Axel F., which he co-wrote alongside Tom Gormican and Kevin Etten, has finally arrived on Netflix and looks to be getting positive reaction from fans of the franchise.